Okay, 3, 2, 1, it's jam.
What is up guys, G here, welcome back to the channel. Today I have a Robinhood stock update for you guys. We just had some news the other day come out. Pretty big news. It actually made the stock run around 25 to 30% after hours. I think it's trading around $10.70 as of Friday, so still far below the IPO levels, but if you guys were able to pick up some shares around the $8 range, I think you guys had a steal. Remember, they have a great balance sheet. Some of the revenue numbers have been a little concerning, but also do remember that a lot of people do step away from the market when it's in a downtrend, so that definitely has had some effect, I think, in my opinion. But I think in the long term, this still does have some great growth potential, if not become a great acquisition target, especially around this price range. As for today's video, I just want to go through some of the news that came out, why I think people got excited for it, and why this can actually become something bigger for Robinhood. I'm also going to share with you guys some option flow that came in on Friday, because this could show some continuation going into next week. We'll be using the Unusual Wealth platform. If you guys want to sign up for them, definitely check out the link in the description. You'll get a small discount if you decide to upgrade to a paid subscription, but I think at the very least, definitely create that free account, because they do have tons of option tools that you guys can use. And then lastly, we'll just take a look at the chart so I can give you guys some technical levels, some support and resistance, and just give you guys an overall trend of the stock price. Now, these videos do take a few hours to make, so definitely take a second to smash the like button for me and subscribe to the channel if you guys want future videos like this. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get started with today's video. So the news that came out Thursday after hours that made Robinhood jump about 20% was that Sam Bankman-Fried actually bought a 7.6 stake in Robinhood. If you guys don't know who Bankman is, he's actually the CEO of one of the crypto exchanges called FTX. This is a new and upcoming crypto exchange. You may have seen a few commercials featuring Tom Brady. There was also one that came out during the Super Bowl ads. I think it was with Larry David. There's also a few YouTube channels that are actually mentioning them in their videos as far as an affiliate program. So a very fast and growing crypto exchange, and it's actually even competing with names such as Coinbase and Crypto.com. But on Thursday, there was a filing that came out that Sam Bankman-Fried actually took that 7.6 stake in Robinhood. I also did read somewhere that he did take their position around May 2nd or 9th. So Robinhood was actually trading around $10 at that time. So that's also part of the reason that it actually ran up from $8.56 up to about $10.50, since that was kind of the range where he bought it. So a lot of people probably think that's where it's valued at. As for the filing, it actually got filed under Fidelity Technologies. The stake worth is going to be about $650 million for Robinhood. I think it's around 56 million shares. But in the document, it also said that Bankman is actually the sole director and majority owner. So Bankman will actually be the one that's in control of the shares. I think Fidelity is just more of a backing. And the document, it also did say that the reason he acquired these shares was more of a representation of an attractive investment. So he believes Robinhood around these prices is actually a very good buy. So as of right now, he doesn't currently have any intention of taking any actions towards or influencing the control of the issuer. But also in the filing, it did say that he may from time to time engage in discussions with management. So no intention of doing any really actions right now, but he did say that if some circumstances change, he may review some options for enhancing the stockholders' value, among other things, various strategic alternatives or operational and management initiatives. And he also did say that he could acquire more shares, which would give him a bigger stake in the company. So on paper, there's really no actions being taken aside from him acquiring the shares. But I do think this is the start of something bigger, because I think this will influence Robinhood to start listing more coins. The one I have in mind is going to be the FTX coin, which is I think FTT token. And then from there, I think things will start snowballing. Remember, Robinhood does have all the architecture ready to implement new coins. They've just kind of been waiting on the SEC and all the regulations. But aside from that, I think Bankman can also influence Robinhood into adding more functionality. I'm not sure if you guys know about KuCoin or some of the other exchanges where you can do spot trading, you can do leverage, you can do future tradings. On some of those other exchanges, you can even short crypto. Tons of different functionality that's not offered on Robinhood, and for the matter, I don't think it's offered on Coinbase or Crypto.com. So tons of functionality that's not offered, and I think this investment from Bankman can definitely be that spark that Robinhood needs to start expanding further into the crypto space. I think the next big step would kind of be to see if Bankman actually acquires more shares for Robinhood, because once he has a bigger stake in a company, he'll be more incentivized to actually make that functionality and kind of help Robinhood in general. He might even join the board and kind of help with some of the roadmap and just give some great ideas. So I do think this was a very good catalyst, but obviously I am doing some tinfoil hatting here, so there are things that might not even come true. And just to wrap all this together, FTX currently doesn't offer their services in the US, so Robinhood does offer their services, so it could be a great partnership between FTX and Robinhood versus the rivals Coinbase, Binance, and the Crypto.com. But again, all of this is just tinfoil hatting, so definitely don't take all this to heart. I do think that crypto is going to be here to stay, and I think Robinhood realized that once they started seeing their revenue growth. Most of their revenue actually started shifting more into the crypto side. They were making more revenue in crypto versus the options and stock trading. So since expanding into the crypto trading in 2018, I do think they need to put some effort and emphasis in the crypto trading because that is one of their biggest bottom lines for the company. The other thing that actually came out this week was that Robinhood did break out their brokerage cash sweep program. So now people can actually start earning 1% interest on all the cash that's not currently invested. So this is going to incentivize people to invest more into Robinhood while actually start creating a little extra income for any of the cash that's not being currently invested into a stock. They are doing that 1% interest, which is actually 16 times more than interest than the national average, and they'll still have the same ability to either invest or actually withdraw the cash whenever they want. The amount of interest actually earned will actually be paid out monthly, and they can actually track all this directly within the app, and it's just going to empower customers to be able to put their money to work for them. If you guys actually have a Robinhood account, you can actually start enrolling in this. So the old program actually only offered 0.5% for those that had the cash management program. But now you should be able to opt in if you have the latest version of the Robinhood app, the 2022.17. Here's a few instructions. If you guys already have that version, you go to the account icon in the bottom right, navigate to the investing tab, and actually enable cash sweep. I actually did try this on mine, so I should be enrolled now, and so I should be getting 1% on my $7 balance. So shout out to Vlad for all that. On the back end, the way this kind of works is all the cash that's not invested will automatically be swept or moved to different bank accounts. So kind of a network of 6 different program banks. You'll still have the same FDIC insurance, the 1.25 million, and they'll actually be the banks that actually pay you the 1% interest. So not exactly sure how this benefits Robinhood. It either just helps them grow their user base, or maybe they can scrape some of the earnings off the top. So for example, maybe the banks are paying a little bit more and then Robinhood actually pays the 1%. So maybe they generate some revenue there. Especially with some of the interest rates going up, there could be an incentive there. But also this kind of gives the idea that Robinhood is trying to transition over to becoming a bank as well. So becoming more than just a brokerage, and they can start competing more effectively like with Charles Schwab and some of the other bigger names. So if you guys are enrolled on this, definitely check it out. I do think Robinhood has great potential. This actually reminds me a lot of SoFi also. Both SoFi and Robinhood are both acquisition targets, I think. They both have great platforms and are still trying to grow tremendously. So investing in either of these two companies I think is a great idea, but we'll just kind of have to wait to see how these play out. Now I want to shift over to the Unusual Whales platform. Like I said, if you guys are interested in following the options flow and learning more about it, definitely check out the link in the description below. You actually save up a little extra if you use my discount code. But as far as today's flow, you can see the premium for the bullish side is actually 67, almost 68% versus a 32% on the bearish side. There's a few orders that actually caught my attention for today. You can see the one that I highlighted is going to be the $520 $11 call. There's actually a few different orders for this one that came in, and I'm just going to click on this and expand the activity for today. So previously the open interest or the amount of contracts that were out there were about 2,600, and today we had a huge volume spike of about 14,000, so very huge volume. Now the next step will be to see on Monday to see how many of these contracts actually held, and that would kind of give us an indication that there's a lot of bullish sentiment going into next week for the $11 calls. But the reason that I want to say we want to wait till Monday to see how many of those contracts held is because we also saw these $11 calls being sold. So it could be that they open their positions and they're just kind of day trading them. So that's why I kind of say we need to wait till tomorrow. Now I want to shift over to the intratrade analysis for Robinhood. We can actually shift over to the flow levels and give you guys a breakdown of the premium. So the last 30-day average volume for the calls is about 70K versus the last 30 days for the put volume is about 37K. So that on itself does tell you that there's more call premium and hence more bullish premium, but we'll have to break that down further, and we can actually take a look at the breakdown of the premiums if we scroll narrowed down a little bit down here. So if you just break down the flow levels for today, you can see most of the bullish premium is about 78%, 84%, 90%, and 92%. Now most of this is going to be on the put side, so it looks like they are either closing the puts that they had open on Robinhood, which could mean the end of a trend. It could be that they're selling additional puts because they don't see any further downside. Regardless, I think in my opinion this does show an indication that the bottom is in for Robinhood, at least in the short term. Just to wrap up the flow for you guys, as we talked about the actives change, we did have a lot of activity going into the 520s, and those chains were actually on the call side, so a lot of those calls were bullish. And if you just take a look at the breakdown by 30k and above, you can see the bullish premium is 80% versus about 9 or 10%. And just looking at the breakdown by expiration, you can see most of that activity is actually for this coming week, and it looks like the interest is around the $12 strikes. The only other thing to note here is we do have a spike in bullish premium for 715, and that was actually an order that came in today, which I actually marked here. It is a hood call for $12 for July 15th. It's actually a 3000 size order, so this one's actually a multi-leg spread option, which we talked about earlier in some of this. They are selling the $20 calls, which like I said is probably not realistic, so they are just collecting some premium there. It looks like they are selling the $20 puts for May 20th, and so that, for my opinion, looks like they might just be closing that position. And then the three orders to the top are going to be bullish as well. They are selling $12 puts for both of these orders here, and they are buying $12 calls, so further showing us that they are expecting the price to be above $12 by around July 15th. So those are just a few things that I noted. On Monday, I'm going to be looking at some of those orders that I saw and see how well the volume stuck, and I'll kind of also compare all that to the indexes. If we have strong indexes, then there could be a continuation, as some of the options flow indicates that they are closing some of those put positions. Alright guys, I'm going to wrap up the video by just doing some quick technical analysis, show you guys a few technical levels that I'll be watching going into next week. So first thing to note is definitely going to be the volume. Very good day for the volume, 48 million versus the average of 26 million. As for the chart, I am going to be on the 1 hour time frame, and you can see this $10 level has been a great support for us a few different times. We've came down here, touched it, rejected it, and then continued going upwards. It has even become a strong resistance for us. So you can see we came down underneath and we actually struggled to get above it. From some of the levels that I'm seeing, it does look like we are currently in this channel right here between $10 and $11. The main reason $11 is going to be a strong resistance is because it was a very strong support level. And so every time we came down to 11, we would kind of bounce off of it. And this is actually a head and shoulders pattern, by the way. After we broke underneath the 11, you can see the sell-off continued. So now that we are trying to get back above on the uptrend, this $11 is going to be a very strong resistance level. So we will definitely need to see a continuation of volume, and that can either come from strong indexes and the overall market continuing to be bullish, or even some more positive catalysts coming out for Robinhood. In my opinion though, I do think $11 is going to definitely define and pivot the trend for Robinhood. So just clearing all that and giving you guys a better picture, the main resistance to watch is $11. If we can break out and come back and reclaim that as a support, then in my opinion, I think we can come back and retouch this monthly level here around $13.30, $13.40, with our main resistance coming back out around $15.50. The last thing I want to show you guys is going to be the OBV. This is going to be a leading indicator of volume, and you can see we've already retouched our previous low from this level here. So if this is actually the bottom, it could be a change in uptrend here. Our main resistance is going to be around this level, and then after that we can actually easily come back up to these higher levels here. But like I said, definitely continue to monitor the volume, as this is going to show us an indication of a change in uptrend. So guys, that is all I have for today's video. Just a quick breakdown on the news for Robinhood, some of the possibilities that can come about from the investment from Bankman. Let me know in the comments below what this investment means to you guys and what it means to Robinhood. I hope you guys found value in today's video. Please take a second to smash the like button, and definitely check out that link in the description to use the unusual wells if you guys want to learn more about following the flow. I hope you guys have a great day. I will see you guys in the next video, and as always, keep moving forward.